station. This is Europe 1. How do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you 5 by 5.
Yeah, I hear you 5 by 5. Ground control to Major Tom. Allô, allô, Thomas Pesquet, ici la Terre. Est-ce que vous m'entendez là-haut?
Ground to space. Can you hear me up there?
Ici, dans la station spatiale à 450
Here in the space station at 450 kilometers. Do you hear me on land?
Est-ce que vous m'entendez sur la Terre?
As do you hear me on land? We hear you perfectly well, Major Tom. How are you exactly?
Eh ben, écoutez, je suis dans la.
Well, listen, I'm in the space station, evidently. I'm in the Japanese module.
Malheureusement, on a entreposé des scaphandres.
I'd like to
Du coup, on s'est installé ici dans le module
suggest to you that being installed in the Japanese space station, we're here attached to the space module.
Ça fait quasiment 2 mois, Thomas, que vous tournez environ.
Tomorrow it'll be about 2 months that you've been orbiting at 450 kilometers. Is everything going well in your life up there?
Oui, ça se passe bien. Alors,
yes, things are going well. I've already had worse facilities than this to live in as a student.
Pour bien s'entendre, je pense que ça fait partie du profil maintenant.
But this is part of the profile for people who make a career in this. This is what we're selected to live in. The conditions are outstanding, and we work together. Well, we're very careful to do so. Pay attention to doing that.
Okay. Demain, vendredi, Thomas Pesquet, vous allez vivre une journée encore plus extraordinaire que
tomorrow, Friday, Thomas Pesquet, you're going to have an even more extraordinary day because you're going to be leaving your capsule, going out into space, and you have quite a lot to do. It's not particularly cold. Actually, it's hot. The movement of the molecules is that we don't have any molecules that move around, but if we're exposed on the surface to the heat of the sun, those hot surfaces, which can also be cold surfaces on the other side, and that's why we're wearing our space suit. And we're going to be changing batteries that are about as large as a half a refrigerator. We have one that has to be changed. It'll take about 6 hours. Afterward, we're going to be repairing 3 small things on the outside, and we're going to be doing what's necessary to get everything done that has to be done.
En tout cas, c'est une
In any case,
manœuvre qui n'est pas sans danger.
It is a maneuver that is not without danger.
Thomas, avant cette sortie dans l'espace.
How do you feel about it, Thomas, before leaving this capsule to go into space? No, I'm not anxious. If we're anxious, if we have an anxious nature, we don't sleep well as an astronaut. But I'm very happy because this, of course, is the dream that I'm living, to be out in a space station. Of course, we're not able to go out in the town to have fun, but this is what I've been training for, what I've been selected for, to work here. There's a lot of work for the teams, and so I'm very happy to be here. If everything were to happen between here, that we're not able to go out, but we're doing everything that's necessary to prevent anything that will keep us from doing our work outside. Pauline has a question. What do you miss most in your life, Thomas? What I miss most would be, of course, being with my close family and friends, my girlfriend, female companion. But however, we're in touch with by telephone, by email. Of course, I'm unable to go out and do outdoor sports and to go ski and go up in the mountains. I love the Alps. I can see the Alps from the space station. We can actually see where the ski runs are. But otherwise, life inside the space station is quite agreeable. We have all we need in terms of food. We have everything we need in order to sleep and to work, to fill our days usefully. And so I feel that it's a comfortable life up here.
Alors rassurez-vous, consolez-vous, il n'y a pas beaucoup de neige en ce moment en montagne.
Well, you should be consoled. There's not a lot of snow up in the mountains right now, but there's magnificent photographs of this Earth that you've been able to take. Do you think that being up there, does that change your view of things, of life and the world in general, Thomas Pesquet? Yes, it certainly changes your point of view, your perspective. I feel rather small when I look at the Earth from space. You feel very small because we are able to see very few human constructions except for towns at night. What we observe primarily is nature. We see South America, there's the endless desert of Africa, there's the sea and the planets, the beauty of the night which shines at night. And this certainly gives us a perspective that we are not the center of the world. We're only living within, let's say, 4 meters or so. This makes us think about the planet even more. We can see that how beautiful it is. We have to protect it and make it last as long as we can. And this is something that I felt strongly before the mission, but I'll feel 100 times as strongly when I return. Another question from Pulpet to Thomas Pesquet. Can you see pollution from outer space?
On la voit, alors on voit les embouchures de fleuves qui sont très sales comme ça, qui sont
we see the outlets of rivers that look very dirty, brown. Sometimes we see smoke that are converging into smog, as in the case of Beijing, which is very difficult to photograph because of the smog. But over the years, the photographs are showing us that the ice is melting. We see the cuttings in the Amazonian forest. We see areas that were green that are becoming increasingly gray up in the mountains, for example. So we are conscious of human activity. This makes us really think that, after all, this is from this formidable space capsule that we've been up in space a long time, and it has enabled us to see the changes in the Earth, and would like to remain to keep conditions on the Earth as long as possible.
Je voudrais qu'on se redise quelques mots de votre sortie dans l'espace, Thomas.
Would you like to tell us a few words about your exit into space, Thomas? You are only the 4th Frenchman to be able to experience this. How is this magic for you? It's magic for me because it is the experience, the ultimate flight experience, to flight over Earth in a small or a large plane. Gives you a flight experience, as does falling with a parachute, but you're still in a vehicle. However, when you get out of this vehicle in space without a parachute, it's a little bit like a parachutist that never stops his flight. And we ourselves become flying objects, and that is the general idea. We're in space, within the cosmos. We have the emptiness of space just on the other side, the absolute emptiness. It's an unforgettable experience. That's why the astronauts like to go out into space. And, of course, the mythology associated with the spacesuit, which is a sort of armor, which reminds you a little bit of the Knights of the Middle Ages, medieval era, in this extravehicular exit, is sort of like an armed epic in armor. A very concrete question. We see you floating in the ESS with the computer next to you. Is it easy to work on the computer when you're floating? It's not complicated, all of this? Yes, there are things that we do every day that we find to be somewhat complicated for us. These are trivial items such as eating and going to the bathroom, but we have to press with our hands instead of, we have to make sure that when we're working on the keyboard, we put pressure on the keyboard, we don't float off. And so these are things that have to do with everyday life that we encounter in the Space Center. And I hope that within the next months that we'll be following, that there will be much more to discover.
Merci Thomas Pesquet d'avoir.
Thank you, Thomas Pesquet, for having been with us from the Space Center. Take care. Be careful tomorrow. What can we tell you? Good day, good night. It's 8 o'clock at night in the morning where you are. Or it is, but you know we're on the UTC hour, and so we're just 1 hour in delay of French time, which means that you can be with us, in essence, time-wise, practically at our same time at the space station. Well, Thomas, thank you very much. And Thomas Pesquet, we wish you a great day. And thank you for telling us about your epic journey and experience. And we wish you all the best for tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you very much. With pleasure, and goodbye.
Au revoir.
Goodbye.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Houston. Thank you, David Bowie. Thank you, everybody.